You're standing at the southern gate of Chang'an in the year 750 AD, and the first thing that hits you isn't beauty. It's the smell. The acrid stench of human waste mixed with coal smoke and rotting vegetables rises from the unpaved lanes behind the walled walls. The air tastes metallic, thick with dust kicked up by thousands of feet, shuffling through streets wide enough to march an entire army. Around you, voices shout in languages you don't understand. Persian merchants haggling over silk, Indian monks chanting sutras, children crying, soldiers barking orders. This is not the golden paradise of painted scrolls and imperial poetry. This is not the serene garden of a scholar's dream. This is 1 million people trapped inside 30 square miles of walls, canals, and locked gates, all fighting to survive under the gaze of an empire that watches everything. What does it actually feel like to live in the largest city on Earth? What does it cost you to be one small body among 1 million, all breathing the same fetid air, all bowing to the same ruthless system? Can you even imagine waking up every morning knowing that the walls around you aren't there to protect you, but to contain you? Because here in Chang'an, in the middle of the 8th century, the architecture itself is a tool of control, and you are inside it now. Chang'an sits at the heart of the Tang Empire, the most powerful political entity on the planet in 750 AD. The city sprawls across 30 square miles, divided into 110 rectangular wards, each surrounded by walls 9 feet high. Inside those walls, between 50 and 100 families live crammed together in 1 or 2 room homes made of rammed earth and timber. The streets are wider than anything Europe will see for centuries, some stretching 150 meters across, lined with locust and elm trees divided by medians meant to project order and grandeur. But grandeur is not what most people experience. Most people experience hunger. The Tang Empire controls over 50 million subjects, and feeding this city requires a constant flow of grain transported through a canal system stretching hundreds of miles. The surrounding countryside is overpopulated and grain-starved, which means the capital depends entirely on logistics, vulnerable to drought, bandits, and imperial corruption. The government mandates a household registration system that tracks every resident, their occupation, their taxes, and their movements. If you live in Chang'an, you are visible to the state at all times. The city operates as a machine designed to extract labor, wealth, and obedience. It is not a place where you come to thrive. It is a place where you come to be counted, taxed, and controlled. The population is estimated at over 1 million, making it the largest urban center in the world. But size does not mean comfort. It means density, pressure, disease, and the constant hum of surveillance. If you're watching from outside China, drop a comment and tell us where you're from. We read every single one. Now take a breath. Close your eyes for a moment if you can, because what comes next is not easy to hear, but it's the truth. And the truth is what this is about. Power in Chang'an is not abstract. It is physical, visible, and enforced every single day. At the top sits the emperor, the son of heaven, a figure so remote that most people will never see him in their entire lives. Beneath him is a bureaucracy of officials, eunuchs, and military commanders who run the empire through a system of examinations, appointments, and ruthless hierarchy. The government employs thousands of clerks, tax collectors, and guards whose sole job is to maintain order and extract revenue. Taxes are collected in grain, cloth, and labor. If you cannot pay, you work. If you cannot work, you beg. If you beg too visibly, you are beaten or expelled. The streets are patrolled by the Goldbird Guard, soldiers tasked with enforcing the curfew that locks every ward gate at dusk. Violators are beaten with thick rods, 90 blows for trespassing, sometimes fatal. The canals that bring water and goods into the city are also entry points for smugglers and illegal migrants, and the punishment for being caught sneaking in is severe. There is no such thing as privacy here. Your neighbors report you. Officials inspect your household. The ward headman knows your name, your debts, your movements. The system is designed to make you feel small, replaceable, and constantly observed. If you are wealthy, you live in the eastern wards in spacious mansions with courtyards, servants, and gardens. If you are poor, you live in the western districts in alleys so narrow 2 people cannot pass side by side. You sleep on a straw mat. You share a room with your entire family. and you wake up every day knowing that one bad harvest, one unpaid tax, one misstep could destroy you. The empire does not care about your suffering. It cares about order, and order in Chang'an is maintained through fear. The city itself is not neutral. It is a living, breathing entity that presses down on you from every direction. The moment you step into a ward, you feel the walls closing in. The gates are wood and iron, reinforced and locked at night, and once they shut, you are trapped inside until dawn. The lanes between homes are unpaved, filled with mud in the rainy season, dust in the dry months. The smell is overwhelming. Sewage, animal waste, cooking fires, human sweat. There is no running water in most homes. You fetch it from public wells or canals. And if the canal is polluted, which it often is, you drink it anyway, because there is no alternative. The noise is constant. Vendors shouting, carts rattling over stone, children crying, dogs barking, the rhythmic pounding of rice being hulled in wooden mortars. The air is thick with smoke from thousands of cooking fires burning coal and wood. Your eyes sting, your throat burns. You cough, and so does everyone around you. The wealthy wards are different. The homes are set back from the street, surrounded by walls and gardens. The air is cleaner. The streets are quieter. Servants sweep the lanes. Merchants deliver goods directly to the gate, but even there the walls remain. Even there the gates lock at night. The city is not designed for comfort. It is designed for control, for separation, for hierarchy made visible in stone and wood. You can see wealth and poverty side by side, separated only by a wall. You can hear the banquets of officials while you eat your second meal of millet porridge. The contrast is not accidental. It is deliberate. It reminds you, every single day, where you stand. Most people in Chang'an wake before dawn. There is no choice in this. Work begins when the light comes, and if you are not working, you are not eating. If you are a laborer, you haul goods from the canal docks, carry water, dig ditches, repair roads. If you are a craftsman, you work in a cramped workshop making pottery, weaving cloth, forging tools. If you are a woman, you grind grain, cook, clean, care for children, and weave fabric to sell or trade. Children work too. They fetch water, tend animals, help in the workshop. There is no concept of childhood as a separate stage of life. You are either too young to work or you work. Food is scarce and monotonous. The poor eat millet, barley, and vegetables when they can afford them. Meat is a luxury reserved for festivals or the tables of the wealthy. You eat twice a day if you are lucky. Once if you are not. Hunger is not an emergency. It is a baseline condition. Disease is everywhere. Dysentery, tuberculosis, fevers, infections. There are no antibiotics, no vaccines, no hospitals in any modern sense. Buddhist monasteries run wards for the sick, where monks care for the destitute, the aged, the orphaned. But most people die at home quietly, unmourned by anyone outside their immediate family. Life expectancy is short. Many children do not survive past 5. Many adults do not see 40. You do not think about the future in terms of years. You think about it in terms of the next meal, the next payment, the next day. Survival is not a narrative. It is a series of tasks repeated until you cannot repeat them anymore. This is what it was. This is what it meant to live in Chang'an in 750 AD, in the largest city in the world, at the height of the Tang Dynasty. It meant waking up inside walls you did not build, under laws you did not write, working for a system that did not see you as a person, but as a unit of labor, a source of taxes, a body to be counted and controlled. It meant breathing smoke, drinking dirty water, eating just enough to survive, and raising children who would do the same. It meant knowing that the empire was vast and powerful, and that you were not. The people who lived here did not know they were living in the largest city on earth. They did not think of themselves as part of history. They thought about today, about tonight, about whether the gates would open tomorrow, whether there would be grain in the market, whether the tax collector would come. They did not dream of empires or dynasties. They dreamed of rest. And for most, that rest came only at the end. This is the truth beneath the poetry and the paintings. This is what was real.